Take three. Ages ago, I proposed something. At first, it was called Hands on Wheels. It was just basically a glorified taxi service, you could call it. It was more than that. It was a database of people with spare rooms and sofas that would work in conjunction with the big issue. But firstly, it come about because of the legal squat buildings, which were deeply ingratiated in the BBC and all sorts, and they putting on shows there and that. I was like, well, this would save like every life in London if it was winter and freezing. You'd just put people in here, wouldn't you? You'd put security on the door, and you'd treat it like one of the 999 shelters where they just make people tea and toast all night and have those fluorescent bulbs so nobody can do drugs in them. But you'd have that building as that, and so the idea come about for Hands on Wheels. Just convert vans, you know, they've got a washroom in the back so you can have a wash and fresh kit and then go to them. And it's a basic idea. But then from that basic idea, it kept growing. It's been growing and growing ever since as a potential to just help more than one demographic of homeless, even refugees. Database of what? Farms, fruit picking, woofing, and just give them the facilities of like a person that lives in these countries all their life. You can go woofing or fruit picking or get NVQs in agriculture or an NVQ in conservatism. Like, just go to these other places. If you're being documenting the people and you're getting their IDs and it's all 100% transparent, it should be, I think, 100% safe, shouldn't it? So it's not just that demographic, it's that demographic. And then it kept on growing as well because you meet people, you go, I'm actually very concerned about the mental health demographic. I feel very strongly about it, actually, that people that are persecuted strongly still by a certain demographic just in order to get their hands on a certain demographic and then give them loads of farmer to the point that they're just in the system crisis and ever more just disturbed, depressed and screwed over for. And so it's like that disturbs me greatly. So that demographic, they need help. They need aid. Nobody actually actively aids them other than a governmental systematic picture. Now, I think the government would actually totally embrace what I'm proposing. 100%. It's a demographic of people. Change the name to Celestial Pool. Celestial Pool. You're asking for the globalist community just to get involved in the globalist society that is the globalist civilization. Letting down the borders. Stop with your bullshit generating the bullshit. Because as far as I'm concerned, all you do is feed into one fear. Using Israel and other small demographic in small place in the world to just thrive on that fear. It's like the people that are coming over here. I'm sure if you took one family on board and said, "I'll send you to a farm in in Shropshire, you're gonna do this for this amount of time. You're gonna be paid a very minimalist wage. There'll be something in it, obviously, for the owner of the land. They're gonna be paying hardly anything to get, some aid, but they're gonna get at the end of it an agricultural NVQ or something." It's one example. When it comes to the mental health facilitising, I'm very, very, very passionate about that because people from London to Bristol to other places, the world's changing ever rapidly for their consciousness. There's people with so many drugs available on the street, from ketamine to cocaine to weed to everything. People are going to go through periods where they're going to look a bit unhinged. They might then fuck up their whole life. But that's one example of mental health issue. Another mental health issue. People go through periods of grief. They have mania during grief. Grief affects people in strange ways. Other things happen. And then it's like, okay, how can you affect this? What they would prescribe as big pharma to some person, another person would say, you just need some therapizing and some mad honey or something from nature. Let's balance out your minerals in your body. There's holistic approaches, and then there's the approach that will see someone lose years of their life because they're just a cash cow and people are just on wages. And it's like that doesn't suit that person's character whatsoever. But I like to think that we live in a free world, and if people are not the sort of people that buy into the political systems, and actually very much like there's so many tribes of people on the planet. I mean, there's gypsies, there's there's the circus carnival folk, there's the people that travel all over the world. Then there's the big industry, the likes of Pink that are in arenas all over the world, or you know Coldplay that go from Japan to every arena in the world. There's lots of demographics of people that don't necessarily believe in Donald Trump and whoever the president of England is at the moment. Sorry, the prime minister. They just give up on it because it's like you fund weaponry. Don't even agree with weaponry. Weaponry is why I don't believe in armory. I don't, armed forces, yeah, fine, whatever, yeah. But all the guns and the nuclear power, no, you're all right. I don't give a fuck about that cyborgy like systematic whatever. So there's lots of demographics of people in the world, each to their own, right? Who gives a fuck, right? People travel that just live for eating magic mushrooms and going to every lunar party. Wow, hey, whatever. People, each their own. The point is, in certain demographics, certain people, they just got their interests, and it really disturbs people when their interests don't want to be of interest to them. Then it's becoming like I'm in a prison. I can't get out of this prison. My mental health has made a prison for around me. These people are doing this, and if a person is unhappy in that, they're not going to be happy. They shouldn't ever be happy in that. They should seek something else. And I propose to be an outfit of social engineers, very much security trained sort of essence, with their cameras that can take on any person that just approaches them. Homelessness, spare room, sofa surfing, woofing. You're actually actively solving people's problems. There will be probably incentives in people helping. Like, you can get some close protection training, and you will be on that award show once a year, every 3 years, that's on the main. You'll have a call centre. It's very much like a Sky Engineer presence. It's like that. If you see a Sky Engineer, think that girl used to do that. That's where that came about, from this idea that is basically a globalist community. And though you can't see it, it's there. The concept is there. I propose to make a film about how it come about, which would make a great, funny little indie film. I used to be a town centre warden, and I went to a festival, and that's how it all come about. Just the change of total different paths. It was like, whoa, that's how that's come about. No, people don't get to live that life very often. I'm sure the government would like to clap down on people that are so educated, living that free-wielding life where that came about. Because it's very rare. They clamp down all over my ass. Oh, the authorities acted out all over me. Like, oh, yeah, maybe it's because you should be doing the job that I'm proposing. Maybe I should be the head of the police. Maybe you should just give me a handful of your vans to convert instead. Maybe you should, and it goes on, get me a handful of G4 people to train up to do this job, because they're just such great customer service people. If they saw this person with a sleeping bag, they wouldn't take it off them. They'd say, would you like our help? We're going to document you. You're going to be part of this. It's going to be up, 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 up. Fun vibes. Not about persecution anymore. That died a death, that dinosaur. Like, the people just being like, my mum and dad watch all the programming. They've always got on interceptors in Australia, and you go, look at the way the Australians treat people. They're so much superior, aren't they? The way they deal with every driver. Like, unlike the UK. Anyway, I digress. The point is, it's a brilliant idea waiting to happen. And I said it could be like Star Wars. We launch it. We launch one van, even if it's a piece of design art done, conceptualized with the novelty donation point, the advertising space. We just launch that, and that'll be present on the red carpet with it. One in every town and city. How about we launch it like that? Wouldn't that be great? Has anything been done like that since Star Wars? Because it's not a war, it's just customer service and a Teo in action. It's practical. It made sense. It made sense when I proposed it over a decade ago and got £14 and spent lots of my time and effort doing it. So it's about time the trillionaire mindset, my identity, my new trillionaire identity is anchored into every timeline, in every dimension, on every layer of my identity. I am a trillionaire. Come on, I do so well with it. Such good attitude towards people. And I think you'll find that most of them are quite nice, and there's nothing to fear. And supremacy is an old concept. We're just a celestial pool of beautiful people.